This is Goku-san DBZ, and today, instead of reviewing the PS1 like I was originally planning, I will be reviewing the Sega Genesis, since I have done the Saturn and the Dreamcast. That will finish up. Now, first off, this console was released in 1988 originally in Japan, and has sold an estimated around 40 million copies worldwide. So, a pretty good selling console. It's a very well made. Of course, you have the beautiful Genesis logo with, of course, your classic Sega symbol. You have your power buttons and, of course, your reset button. And, of course, here is where you would put your cartridge. And we have here Eternal Champions. And of course fits in perfectly. Oh, isn't that beautiful? But now, of course, cartridge-wise, the Genesis cartridges were a little bit smaller than, say, your Super Nintendo cartridges. For an example, as you can see, there is a size difference between the two, as well as a difference in thickness as well. Basically the same overall, though. But as mentioned, this is a Model 2. There were 3 models of the Sega Genesis, of course. And this one was released around 1994, of course. They got a little bit smaller. The original model was a little larger than this. This is probably the most well-known and probably the best-selling of the 3 models. The third model is, of course, a little bit smaller than this one. Also, we look at the back. We have here a thing, undo. You take this thing off. There's a chip thing you plug in. Now, what you do with this particular spot, you would plug in your Sega CD if you had one in right there. So, and you would basically put this on top. And of course, here's your 2 slots for your controllers. And this is the original model Genesis controller. Of course, you have your, sorry about the lighting, you have your D-pad, which really isn't bad, your start button, and your classic 3 A, B, C buttons. Now, of course, a few years later, they would release a 6-button version, which is better for fighting games. Now, this controller isn't too bad with, like, the original Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter you might be able to get away with, but games like, say, Eternal Champions, you need your standard at least 4 buttons for your low kick, high kick, low punch, high punch. But in total, this is truly a great console to have. You can find these relatively easy online. These, on average, run probably different price ranges. Depends on the condition. Now, this one that I managed to get hold of is in mint condition. I managed to come across this for around $30 with an extra controller included. Both controllers in good shape, and also came with AV cable cords instead of the standard plug-in in the back that you would do for like channel 3 or channel 4. But also, a trick you have to make sure if you get one of these and don't already have one, one major thing to notice about with the Genesis is the big bulky plug thing you would put in the power slot. You have to absolutely make sure that it says a Model 2, Model 1, or Model 3 based on it. So definitely you want to make sure that you have the correct model number that matches the model Genesis. And in the near future I will be reviewing this. the original Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis. As you can see, it was rated TV, or rather, should say MA-13. That was before you really had any mature games. But I'll get ready to cut up this vlog. I hope you enjoyed. And I will be working, now this is finishing up my series of 3 Sega vlogs. The next one I will be doing will be for the PSX or PS1. Now, I may or may not be doing a different vlog next time. I may continue console vlog. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, what I'm calling retro reviews. And until next time, of course, this is Goku-san DBZ, signing out.